Welcome to Global Wellness Wednesday. My name is Cori Cassady. I hail from Modesto, California here in the United States, and I'm your host this evening for Wellness Wednesday. I love the 3 product line. I can tell you from my own testimony that I had blood work that was not so wonderful in my late 50s. I'm 58. As a grandma, I had partaken in all of that life had to offer. I knew that the food I was eating and what my grandma used to say, which was what you are, what you eat, no longer was true. It was really what I was absorbing. And so I was looking and searching for a nutraceutical line that would benefit my health and wellness. And I can tell you from my own testimony that just from taking the products religiously and consistently, that my doctor has been pleasantly surprised that has helped in my blood work and my overall vitality of life. And so I'm really excited tonight to share with you a little bit about the product line. The 3 product line really was created in response to 6 main areas of concern that humanity suffers globally. And that includes inflammation, toxicity, gaps in people's nutrition, immune support, especially with recent events globally, obviously aging and vitality of life, and then youthful aging. And so tonight we're going to just introduce to you my good friend and a wonderful woman from Texas. And Gail Elliott is a certified natural health professional. Gail is married, and she's been married to Mike for 29 years. They have 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren. Like I said before, Gail is a certified natural health professional, and she spent the last 20 years dedicating her life to the study of nutrients and the impact they have on our health. I know my personal interaction with Gail, she has just shared so much with me. Many things quite shocking and disappointing, but adjustments in my lifestyle have really made a difference in my overall wellness. So Gail really continues to seek the best and the most cutting edge delivery systems, and she works to provide the best wellness solutions to people really across the globe. So ladies and gentlemen, Gail Elliott. Hi, Gail. How are you today?
Hey, Cori. I am fabulous. How are you?
I am so grateful, and so that just to be in collaboration with you and be sisters from another mister, as well as just your wealth and knowledge of information in our 3 family. Tell me a little bit about you and how your journey went from to a certified natural health professional. Like, that's not something that you see every day. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, first, I just want to say thank you so much to the community for having me here. And Cori, I could not have hand selected somebody who I respect more than to be partnered with you on this call. So grateful for you and so proud of all that you bring to the table and your wealth of knowledge. So what brought me to CNHP? Okay, I'm just gonna be me. Is that okay with you guys? So
Yes.
how many of y'all know who the comedian Ron Wyatt is? He has a foul mouth, but he's hilarious. And so back in the day, I heard Ron Wyatt say something, and it really resonated with me. And it's going to bring into a connection here of why I'm here. But he tells this story of how he was arrested for being intoxicated in public. And he goes, but I wasn't intoxicated in public. I was intoxicated in the bar, and I got thrown out into public. And so I'm telling you, I was thrown into this industry. I know now that it was a huge blessing and that it was all by divine appointment. But back in the day when I went from accounting and bookkeeping and CPA kind of stuff to certified natural health professional, it was our youngest daughter contracted heavy metal toxicity at a very young age. And I was a young mom. We didn't have Google back then. I had no idea what was going on. And through the course of events and through the years, we found an amazing group of doctors that helped us pinpoint that, in fact, it was what it was. And so as a mom, if you guys have children out there, you know we'll take a bullet for our kids. So what I began to do was throw myself and immerse myself into understanding the human body. How can we detox it? How can we flood it with nutrition? How can we hit the microbiome in the gut? Just how can we be the healthiest versions of ourselves in the event something happens that we didn't anticipate? And that led me to going on and becoming certified and traveling and training, continuing education. Still to this day, I live and breathe health and wellness. It's like I'm a total geek with the natural holistic end of things, because I believe that when the body has the nutrients it needs, it can begin to heal itself Not that I'm claiming to treat, cure, prevent anything with what I'm going to share, but the body is the miracle. And my daughter is living proof. She is just did an about face with what originally her diagnosis was.
Well, that in and of itself is amazing. And so it doesn't sound like it was your first choice, but it sounds a lot more rewarding than accounting. Good grief, right? So tell me, Gail, like, what is your favorite 3 products? What's your favorite product? If you had to go to a deserted island and pick one product, what would it be?
Okay, that's the hardest question. You just went ahead and came at me with that one first. So I have 3 children, and it would be like me telling you, well, this is my favorite kid. It's so hard. I don't necessarily have a favorite product, but for me, because of the hand I was dealt personally, I would have to say Revive. Revive, definitely from me having a disorder in the growth of my spine, it has kept the inflammation stabilized so that I can live a life where I'm no longer debilitated by what used to keep me uncomfortable. Let me just say that.
Okay, so you're saying it really helped with the inflammation. That's and your response to that. That's really amazing. Okay, so before we get all nitty-gritty into products, tell me something. I know you live on a farm and you have a lot of cool outside hobbies and interests. So share a little bit about your hobbies and interests outside 3 International.
So do grandkids count as a hobby?
Definitely.
If they do, that's definitely my favorite hobby. Yeah, we have a 44-acre ranch, so we are super busy. My husband also owns and operates his own business. And so, but what I like to do really just to kind of recharge, I love outside, anything outdoors. Like right before this, I go outside barefooted in the grass and I ground. That's a whole nother health modality there, just FYI, free info there. And so I really just get grounded. I love that. I love animals. My husband says I would own a zoo if I could, and I would. So I'll spend a lot of time with our animals, but I love to craft. I literally crochet. Some people think, oh, is that an old lady's gig? I don't know. Maybe it is, but I am a grandmother. So maybe that's my gig. But I love crocheting, and I create blankets and such for my grandkids and clothing and whatever.
Oh, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing that, Gail. That sounds super fun. I know I've seen some pictures of just you out grounding and doing that. I'll add that to my repertoire, I promise. I'm still stuck on no sugar. I'm just trying so hard right now to get rid of sugar because I know. And so what advice would you give to people just about maintaining their health? I mean, there's a lot of us, we're not going to go on to the extremities that some people like y'all go to, like no bread, no this. I mean, I respect you so much, but let's be honest, there's a lot of us living in our societies and in our cultures. And so what advice do you give people just about maintaining their health if they have health, right? Or any degree of health? What's your best advice from a naturopath's point of view?
Yeah, I mean, God gave us the plants and what we need to eat, right? And I'm definitely not a vegan, so I do believe in eating meat protein, but to each his own. But I mean, we have what we need, and I would give you the advice I would give you. You've heard before, if you've done any research, is if it has an ingredient list, spit it out. If it's just go with whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, steamed, I love my air fryer. I'm an air fryer addict because, I'm a Southern girl. We were raised on food that I should be dead from by now. So literally from what I ate. But, the standard American diet is a sad diet. And so what you get when you eat what the average world gets is you get the health challenges that the average person gets, unless you choose to take control of your diet. And my friend's diet, the original root word of diet is lifestyle. So just choosing to have food that goes into your body, that's feeding your energy, feeding your health. There's 2 things I always share with my clients and people that I'm working with. You're either feeding disease or you're feeding health. There's no middle ground. You're either feeding disease or you're feeding health. The second thing I ask my who I'm working with or my clients or my friends, or I'm asking you out there today and across the globe, is what you're eating worth dying for? And if the answer is yes, then suck it up, buttercup, and eat all you want. But if it's not worth dying for, then I encourage you to look. I mean, there's a plethora of information out there, so I don't need to give you guys all that scoop. But when Cori was talking about taking sugar out of your mouth, I know I was that girl that was the Southern girl raised on, if it wasn't smothered in gravy, it wasn't considered food. And so I have all of those, or had those same habits, until I understood that they were literally creating advanced aging and dis-ease in my body. And guys, all disease is a dis-ease in the human body. And we can
think
control
all of us. Yeah, and I think, Gail, thanks for sharing that, because I think all of us are on a journey to do better, have better, be better, find doable lifestyle alternatives, and that means, looking into ingredients. And then we get into supplementation like I did in my 40s. I just realized, everything's kind of changing in my joints, and all kinds of things were just different. And so I really found that I didn't really realize that phytonutrients versus synthetic supplementation is a completely different ballgame. I had no idea that most traditional supplements really don't absorb due to a myriad of reasons, right? Molecule size, or synthetic versus natural. They talk about ascorbic acid versus Escherichia coli and all those things, but they just get flushed out of the body. And even though, to me, to go back 10, 15 years, or even a year ago, before I found the 3 product line, to realize that even the minute part that was absorbing, I felt a difference. So today, to be on a completely, with 11 different delivery technologies, and the phytonutrients, and the sourcing, and the curation, and the absorption, the pillars of our company, really is a one of a kind diet cocktail given to us by the best. I mean, if we sit around and listen to Dr. Dan Gubler and our scientific advisory board, I'm shocked that, at the level of phytonutrients that you can centrifuge, and, he's a geek and gets off on, then he's all about the liposomes and the other delivery technologies. And so it really is the best of the best. And so not only are we learning in today's global society about phytonutrients being absorbable and, micronizing them so that they can be recognized by the cell. And then these absorption technologies that push more of the nutrient, into the cell, like menthol and these other amazing things that Dr. Dan does. They're really showing some amazing results in just the average person, that has disease, or is doesn't want to have disease, or maybe in their DNA is predisposed to disease. I mean, these are many reasons I've found why people are searching. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think especially after the years that we went through with what I call a pandemic, people understand that their immune function is vital, and we get to have a say over that. We get to be the CEO of our own bodies and make decisions that will fortify the opportunity. And there you go with the proactive wellness and the advanced delivery technology, hands down the best I've ever found in my career.
Well, that's amazing. Well, that brings me to a next segment, and I'm going to introduce our first guest this evening. Her name is Mandy Hoffman. She is from just north of Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, Mandy. How are you?
Hi, Cori. It's a pleasure to join with you tonight.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do? What do you, where are you at in the countries? You say north of Boston. What's that like? I mean, give us your scoop.
Sure. Well, actually, Gail will be very entertained by this. I do live up in southern New Hampshire, and I was doing grounding a little bit before I went out barefoot into my front yard. So it's nice to have a kinship. I'm telling you, the community and the people here, far and away, are the best part of 3. Far and away, the people are the best. And I'm really excited that I've been given the opportunity to share more about my story, because so many people have poured into me and helped me. I really want to pay it forward. So I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have an amazing 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. I work, I'm busy. And I've had a lot of health issues over the years. For about a decade, I've been chasing some GI issues, and both of my pregnancies were miserable. And it was around the first pregnancy that I found out that I did not tolerate prenatals well. And I started to discover the difference between synthetic vitamins and food-based vitamins. And that kind of started my journey. I did feel like I had a little bit of an advantage trying to learn about this. I do have a degree in exercise science. So as I'm trying to pour over the research, and much to Gail's story is out of need, really trying to understand how can I help myself and how can I advocate for myself when I'm going to doctors and specialists. So fast forward to now, I still have a very sensitive tummy. I'm still going through a lot of testing and really trying to figure this out. But in the meantime, probably if anyone would be or have a high likelihood to have absorption issues, I probably would be a good candidate.
That makes
So,
complete sense, especially with GI
yeah.
issues, right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So with all of this, a lot of fatigue, a lot of brain fog, a lot of achiness, just really uncomfortable, in addition to all of my other issues. So a friend introduced me to 3 and to Vitalite. And honestly, I didn't want to try it because I've tried so many things before and they upset my tummy. I'm very sensitive to things. And so there was a lot of apprehension, but the curiosity won out because of everything that I've read. This was like nothing I've ever seen. So I did decide to make a leap of faith to try it. Yeah, it pushed me past my apprehension. And I got to tell you, I'm so glad I chose to feel it for myself because I felt amazing. I was doing a party.
Let me stop
Yeah.
you there for a second. So you say you felt amazing. So obviously you didn't have upset in your GI. Who hasn't taken a vitamin source that's synthetic and just you feel awful or vomit or nauseous or just can't do it, especially prenatals and whatever, just for whatever your system is programmed. But you're actually saying that the Vitalite, because it's a whole food, I'm assuming, did not make you sick.
It did not cause any issues. And I am very familiar with issues trying to take things because I'm trying to assist my body. I'm trying to help my body do its job. And even trying to assist my body, I felt like I was failing. So this was just a celebration that I could tolerate it. I was over the moon. And then I continued to take it and I'm like, wow, like this is great. I'm playing with my kids again. I mean, I was at a point of misery that it was uncomfortable to play with my kids because I just physically was not feeling well. So to return to myself, to be able to play with them, to go for walks with my husband, I love to work out. And I was not recovering from my workouts. I was feeling wrecked the next day. And it wasn't from a higher volume workout. I just wasn't feeling well. And I've started to be able to go back to my workouts again and enjoy them and feel good the next day, which is how we should all feel. None of us should feel wrecked the next day after a workout.
I agree 100%. Maybe if you could concise it down, give us some of the nitty gritty, how, and we know it helps with many things, but what was the couple highlights of how the difference you saw after taking the Vitalite?
The highlights for me definitely were not only tolerating it, feeling more energy, having greater freedom of movement, just really, it's helped me to have the energy to continue pursuing, looking for answers with my naturopath. Because frankly, when you're doing a lot of the trial and error and a lot of the, tracking and trending, it's tiring. And if you don't have the energy, that's hard. I've now been able to pour more energy into this to really, explore and help my body because I have this energy again, because, I feel great. And I think the best part is Vitalite earned my trust, my very uneasy trust. And it opened me up to a lot of other products like Revive, like, Etranel. So I think definitely I'm glad I tried one because it helped me to understand that I was ready to try them all. So that was the best part of Vitalite for me.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mandy, for sharing. That's super cool. Gail, what do you have to say about that? I mean, obviously you're all about natural and superfoods and phytonutrients and all that, but just from the GI sense of everything being depleted and not absorbed into your condition or into your system, and then having such a great testimonial. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think that the products speak for themselves, and that's what attracted me in the beginning too, Mandy, was that I'd heard so many testimonials and I was like, wow. And I was already using high-end supplements for decades, so it wasn't new to me. But the way that this company has the 11 different absorption technologies, I mean, that right there is where the rubber meets the road for this company versus any other company that I've ever been exposed to. The key ingredients that are in the Vitality, if you just went and you looked up each one of them on your own, you would be blown away at the benefit of just those products, and being a whole food clean product that is absorbing because of our technologies down to a cellular level. So when you can feed the cell all the way down to the nucleus of the cell, you can create healthy organs. The body can build a healthy self. Let me just leave it at that, because we are designed to run off of nutrition, off of food, correct? And so when we are able to assimilate it and break it down, and the body can utilize it at a level that supports our bodily functions, they all work together for good. You are not just your body. Let me just think of how complex it all is. This product is my favorite product. When somebody says, what one product should I take? It's this one, no matter what. My grandbabies take this product as well.
Oh, that's amazing. And I know some folks, it's in a natural gel cap, and so it can get crushed up in shakes and smoothies. And what's amazing is that it has, what I love about Vitality is knowing the sourcing and the curation of what's in it is one thing, but also knowing that it contains, it's all inclusive. I don't have to take a prebiotic. I don't have to take a probiotic. It has all the omegas in there. So it's a product that fills, most basic nutrient gaps that the average person would have in their system. So that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I just want to say one thing,
pretty amazing.
that just the last thing is, and you touched on it, but people really get to wrap their mind around the fact that the microbiome, the gut flora, is where 80% of, on average, your immune system comes from. And so it's also so critical for brain health and stress levels and things like that. So the microbiome blend in here, hands down, is amazing, and the human body will show you how amazing it is by responding.
Well, it's definitely not our most sexiest product in the line, but if I was on a deserted island and I could only take one product, I would definitely choose Vitality. So thank you so much, Mandy. Thanks, Gail, for that. Let me introduce you our next testimonial, and her name is Marjorie. She is from the San Diego area in California. Marjorie, we can't wait to meet you. Marjorie is a registered nurse, and she has been in practice for many years. And so Marjorie, welcome. Tell me a little bit about your journey as a nurse. We talked a little bit about how you'd been in clinical practice and on your feet 12 hours a day in those shifts for years and years, and just your body was beat up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right. So, well, I would like to thank you everyone for having me a chance to share my personal testimony for this afternoon. And yes, as Cori said, I'm a registered nurse by profession. I've been working in the hospital setting for more than 15 years, and I've been working night shift for 15 years. So, yeah, so being as a nurse, you really have to give, your body is your machine, just facing all the challenges every day. And through those, practice, I sustained a lot of injuries. It's not because I'm not being safe at work, but how the wear and tear we sustain.
Sure. Absolutely. And so I know you had a neck surgery for release of some nerves, and you ended up, with a chronic pain condition, inflammation, all kinds of things. I know you were taking multiple medications to help manage that, but that was just, you said you were still in pain. It was just kind of manageable. I mean, gosh, you said you even had to change to private nursing relieve and continue on in your career, which is rather noble, by the way, because you help so many people. Everyone knows when you're in a hospital experience, it's the nurse that makes or breaks your stay. So tell us a little bit about you saw Wellness Wednesday and you said to me, well, okay, I'll try the Revive. Maybe it'll work for me. So what was your experience?
Okay, so Tree was introduced to me by, my mentor, my friend, who's also taking care of us spiritually, Pastor Ellen. And I've seen, how she testified how, her health is been doing good on the 60s. And, being as a nurse, I experienced a lot of like comorbidities. I said but I have like a lot of injuries I sustained. I do have like all the numbness, the tingling in my body, all the pains that I have that that I end up doing or having a neck surgery just to help me ease that pain. But
let me ask you this, Marjorie, because I want to make sure that we kind of, crunch everything. I don't want to miss Donna. So you had this surgery, you're still in pain, and you began to take Revive. And you said you take 2 capsules in the morning and 2 tablets or capsules in the evening.
Yes.
And can you tell me, like, what did it help with? What was your experience?
Yeah, actually, I started taking all the supplements myself. And of course, I have a lot of, issues, and I have a lot of testimonies with, with all the products. But the best thing that happened to me is that when I continue to take the Revive for me, it really revives me back. How, I have all the supplements. I have all the, like, the medication. I'm on pain management. I'm a pain management doctor. I have like an injection, a steroid injection, a medial branch block. All you can say just to help me with my pain. But after surgery, it didn't help me a lot. I've been on physical therapy, chiropractor, but it's just a blessing for me that I was able to, to introduce to this Tree community, that I was able to start with a Revive. At first, honestly, I didn't, experience like the magic that I can hear from everybody.
Right. Like take 2 of these and ta-da! Right.
And you know what? As just I continue, and I said, I want to give. I have that faith in this product, and time passed. I forgot that I have pain. It helped. I don't have that muscle spasm anymore in my neck, which I'm so grateful with that. I don't have, I've been like suffering every day. My husband, I have like all the complaints, in my mouth. And then my husband is like so worried at me because he cannot do anything. He gives me a massage every night,
He sounds like a keeper. Hey. So it helped with pain. It helped your pain symptoms. It sounds like it revived your spirit a little bit, or you just felt better emotionally. Oh my gosh, Marjorie, that's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony. That's truly huge. And I can tell you, Gail, Revive is like one of my all-time favorite products because inflammation in your body is created through sugar and other things that we eat, right? And all these synthetic things and oils. And I know, but it makes your joints ache and pain and conditions and all kinds of things. And so some of these key ingredients like, curcumin and boswellia are huge. Like if you just go look up curcumin in Google it, you will see it's the most amazing supplement. So just to have that phytonutrient and all those things in our delivery systems, it's huge. It's huge. Especially, I think that product actually even has liposomal delivery technology of one of the 11. So then he also, Dr. Dan was talking about having the menthol to just kind of the cell so that even more of the nutrient gets into the cell for absorption. So it's just been a product I know I can't live without, Marjorie. So thank you so much, so much. Gail, what I know this is typical of what you and I see all the time, but tell us a little bit what you think about, Revive and what that does for folks with the inflammation.
Well, I just want to touch on one thing, because I was one of the people who I was taking curcumin anyway by the handfuls for decades and was still having the discomfort until this product right here. It goes back to absorption. I'm going to keep going back to that. And the fact that our company really creates micronization for the molecules so that they're small enough to enter the cell, right? And a lot of products out there, they're great organic products, but they're not absorbable, namely because curcumin is a big molecule like other things. And so when you can break it down, use our advanced delivery, you get the results, because if you do your homework on curcumin, it is the number one thing that's on this planet naturally to help the body regulate its inflammatory responses. And so that's why we always see the same kind of stories, results, testimonies, thank goodness, because of the synergistic blend that we have in this product. They're geniuses, Dr. Dan and his team, and what they've allowed it to the body to do. And we know that inflammation is good in a small factor, but I want to say this last piece, and that is most diseases, dis-eases. I'm not claiming to cure, treat, prevent. I'm saying that's what they call them, right? When the body has a dis-ease, most situations, challenges, health challenges in the body are bathed in inflammatory and overactive inflammatory response in the body. Yes, it is caused by diet, but I'm just saying, so if we can address the overactive inflammatory responses in the body and support it, we can live a way better quality of life.
Oh my gosh, that makes sense. It's almost like supercharging your health, right? Supercharging your health through the curation and how these products are put together in their absorption. Well, that's huge. That's amazing. Okay, for our last testimonial, I want to introduce everyone to Donna Lesniak. She is from St. Louis, Missouri. Donna, how are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do out in St. Louis, Missouri?
So I am a retired cardiac research nurse, and I retired about 9 years ago. And my story kind of is very similar to the other girls doing their testimonies. I also had neck surgery from an injury, and I also have a polyinflammatory condition that I take all the products, and I've been taking them since February. But like Gail was saying on the synthetic versus phytonutrients, I'm very, very sensitive to synthetics. And I noticed from day one of putting these products in my body that they went to work for me. I noticed a big difference in my health and my vitality to be able to live a better life. I also like to exercise every day. And when I'm having problems with the inflammation, it knocks me down. I sit on the couch and I don't do what I love to do. So that I just love all the products together because I think they work synergistically together. And then a little bit more on the Revive. I'm also, would be my number one if I had to go to a deserted island, although I'm a rebel and I'd sneak all the other ones in. But I would take Revive because it is one of those things that I can take immediately and feel the results. And whether I'm working out post recovery or I just had a bad fall. I was in Sri Lanka last month and I fell and injured both of my ankles. And I upped the amount. I took 8 of them at night, just like anybody would take more ibuprofen when they would hurt themselves. But I don't take ibuprofens or Tylenols. And so I took 8 of the Revive at night, 8 in the morning. And wow, like I felt incredible. I was able to hike again the rest of the trip. And it was just shocking. Anything else, if I wouldn't have not done that or had my products, I would have probably been done and out of any hiking for sure.
Oh my gosh, Donna, that's amazing. And I know that Revive is a great post-recovery for workout, for athletes and all kinds of things because of other ingredients in there that actually help with the recovery process. So Donna, overall, then your quality of life has improved. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Tremendously. I feel like I'm on top of my game when I use my products. When I don't, when I like forget a day or something and I run out the door, I feel it immediately. I'm like, what's wrong with me today? And the minute I go home and I'm taking my stuff, like it is immediate. My body responds to these supplements like crazy. It just makes me happy to know that I feel on top of my game. And then the other testimony that I have is I just completed a 7-day fast, probably about 2 weeks ago. And I took all 6 of these products, 0 food, just lots and lots of water and all of our supplements without any GI upset. And I never have been able to do that in my life. And I do it for health reasons as well. I really believe in fasting. And so I've never done a 7-day fast before, so I was really proud of myself to get through that. But to know that I didn't have any GI upset with these products is amazing, is a testimony in itself.
That is amazing. Donna, that's an inspiration. Go for you girls that can fast. I know cleaning out my diet is kind of like a fast, but I've had similar experiences with just really noticing just overall vitality and energy and all those things. So good for you, Donna. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight and sharing your testimony with us. Wow, Gail, that's just a testimony of the synergistic, use of this entire product line, right? So we have our intro packs, which is, the Vitalite and Eternal product that we didn't speak about, and then the immune support. And then we have these GAP products at the bottom, and they're pretty amazing. I'm assuming the more you use combats, even lifestyle choices that you're making. I mean, it can't hurt, right? I mean, what's your take on using the entire line versus one product per se?
So, yeah, that was amazing, Donna. I'm going to recommend that we all follow Donna's lead and we all be a rebel and we take all 6. And that's what I do, obviously, my family as well. But, I do want to just address a couple of things really quick because we did talk about several of the products. But one of the products that I believe is the most important when people ask me what they should have is the Eternal. Eternal is that foundational product. My grandbabies, again, little grands come in, they grab one. It's delicious. This is the closest thing to the fountain of youth that I found on the planet. So I would recommend that you swallow one of those every morning. The ability for the liposomal glutathione and the collagen and CoQ10 and resveratrol, all of the goodness that's in that pack really helps to slow down oxidative stress and give you that quality of life. There's so much to know about that product. And then Purify. Purify is one that I will not go without because it helps to detox the body on a cellular level in a very gentle way. All of the pollutants from the water, the food, the air, what you're doing, what you're putting on your body, all of these things matter. And your body needs support to help eliminate toxins that don't belong there. That's the best thing I've ever found to do that. And with my autistic daughter, what it helps, of course, with is to even pull and eliminate heavy metals, which is one of her health challenges. And so there's just a beautiful lineup. I mean, you can't get any better. And I continue to look and search, and trust me when I say that you will not find anything better than the 6 products that synergistically work as one, as Dr. Dan will teach us, that these are products that look at them as a whole, just like you have a whole body, but you have an arm and a leg and a head, right? Look at this as a whole because it allows us to be the healthiest version of ourselves when we take them in conjunction with each other.
That's amazing. Again, supercharging health really by that. And again, globally facing the issues of inflammation and toxicity and nutrient gaps, immune support, aging, vitality, all those things. Isn't it reassuring to know as a consumer even that you have the best curated, products with the best absorption rate available, kind of a one of a kind. More so than that, I want to let everyone know this is really exciting for us here at 3 International. The entire product line is now listed in the prescriber's desk reference. This used to be a big book in medical physicians' offices. It's used for things that they can look up and prescribe. They also look it up when they want to see if there's any interaction between medicines and pharmaceuticals. Let me tell you, 3 International International is very proud to say that our entire line is in the PDR, not just one product, not just two products, but as far as I am aware, we are the only nutraceutical company that has every single one of our products in the PDR. So that enables you, if you have a condition you want to talk to your doctor, which we always recommend that you see a doctor and go over this before you just start anything new. Let them know they're in the PDR. And you can just go there and just look it up. So Gail, I want to really thank you so much for your time and just all your sharing tonight and just your experience level. You're amazing. And I've learned so much tonight just sitting and chatting with you, as I'm sure our participants have as well, just about wellness and the product line and just your heart for people. And so I just really want to just thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Cori. It has totally been my pleasure. I'm honored to be here. And like I said, couldn't ask for a better soul sister to be presenting with tonight. So thank you so much for all you do and how you bless us. Okay.
You're so welcome. It's an honor to be a part of 3 International as a brand ambassador, and I'm not sure what brought you here, ladies and gentlemen, across the world this evening to our Wellness Wednesday. We hope that you have been able to learn a little bit more about our products, that you've been inspired to try some different ones. I want to thank our guests, Marjorie and Donna and Mandy, for tuning in tonight. And just sharing your testimonials of how this natural, amazing phytonutrient and wellness line has impacted your life and supercharged your health and wellness. And I want to just ask you, where do you see yourself tonight, ladies and gentlemen? You can partner with us and join our movement. If you're interested in products or any more information about 3 International, please get with the person who invited you on here this evening or is sharing this recording with you and ask for more information. They'll be glad to share about the global movement that we have here at 3 International. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll thank you again for tuning in to Wellness Wednesday. This is Cori Cassady from Modesto. Have a great night, everyone.